Welcome to Winfield's week of Rugby League, a week where the Balmain Tigers certainly put the smile back on the face of their coach, Billy Anderson. We'll have all the highlights from the Saturday match of the day between the Tigers and the Canberra Raiders. Also the State Bank big game between Manly and Canterbury. All the highlights too of all the other games played last Sunday and the Monday night clash between Souths and Parramatta. But first, our week started last Saturday at Leichhardt Oval, where the Balmain Tigers put in a great display, led by the forwards Lee Crooks and Paul Sirenen.
And there they are, Benny Elias and David Brooks, receiving a big ovation here for their 100th first-grade game. But we were talking about it earlier, Steve-O, that these forwards, they hold the key to the game, and early in the season everyone was talking about the outstanding backs. Graeme Hughes, the referee that Canberra had, but the forwards have been the ones who've gone so well over the last month.
Well, they have, David, and they've based the foundation for their success. And in the same instance with the Tigers. They've had a big problem just of late is the fact that their forwards, they haven't been moving up as one unit and leaving the gaps. And a lot of pressure on these two Englishmen today, Lee Crooks and Gary Schofield. Schofield not best suited into the full-back role, in my opinion.
Well, there's the kick-off. It's Balmain who are defending that southern end of the ground, and it's Gary Schofield who's got the ball for the first touch of the afternoon, up there affecting that tackle. Dean Lance involved. Gary has Hardwick running it away. And there's the first round result. Balmain defeating Canberra 26 points to 18. It was an incredible game of football that. Balmain got away to a big lead early on, and then Canberra came back. At one stage it looked as if the Raiders were going to get the 2 Winfield Cup points, but in the end Balmain got away, and it was at a time of the year when Balmain were really firing. And there they are, the Balmain Tigers, certainly the better attacking record of the two clubs. But in recent weeks, Canberra have become the form side of the competition, and they've won 5 of their 7 away games this season. In fact, so this scrum going down just inside the quarter-line area, down Canberra's end of the field, over on that scoreboard side, the eastern side. Hardly call that a scrum. Where's the ball? Penalty going to Balmain against Canberra for collapsing the scrum. Well, this will put a bit of pressure on the Raiders.
Interesting to note, David, that Peter Davies, the winger for Balmain, is an ex-South Sydney player, and he's also got a tough guy image apparently, but he was on the bench for reserve grade for today's game before coming into the team for Russell Gartner.
Balmain with the ball, and that's Sirenen going straight through, Sirenen and score! Easy, 4-0. Well, they've caught them all napping there, Balmain, and if ever Paul Sirenen needed a confidence booster, that is it.
I have to agree with you there, David. He hasn't been playing the best of his football. A good, well-worked move here. Gale holding the ball up there. They took Benny Elias. And it's amazing to think a lot of these moves, the slower and the less complicated they are, that's all it was. He just held the ball up very slightly indeed, slipped the ball back inside, and what a great start for the Tigers.
So Conlon from just outside the quarter line, there's the kick, and he's missed another one. So Conlon, none from 2. We've had 11 minutes play, and Balmain are leading Canberra by 4 points to 0. At Walters at dummy half. Now running it back is Rowan Brennan. 11 metres still inside Canberra's territory. They've hardly had the ball. down the other side of halfway yet, the Raiders, as O'Sullivan's wide pass comes to Carey. Now Carey's got a lot of speed. He's got his pass away to Corkery. Corkery now centre kicks. I don't think the ball's going to stay in touch, though. Out over the touchline. He tried to put that kick back onto the inside. You could see a couple of the Canberra players screaming for that. Don Ferner there. Won't see much emotion from Don.
Well, this was good play by Canberra. They used the forwards onto the right side, and then a quick link, got the ball out wide, created the overlap.
Now Elias into dummy half as Sirinen goes for a run, and Sirinen's hit there, and good defence. The two props were up there, but Carey also heavily involved early on. Gale now, look at Scotty Gale into a bit of space, then puts the kick in, which is what he was originally going to do anyway, and look at that, perfection. What a good kick. 14 metres out from Canberra's line.
Deserve every ounce of applause here. Beautiful step. Realised there was no way through there. Elected for the long kick. And look at this. Turn to the right.
Elias, Schofield, and now it's with Gale. Down the centre came Sirinen. And that was a beautiful tackle by Lance, right round the bootlaces. Elias from dummy half. Now that's Schofield. Schofield on his own, and another good tackle from behind. They're getting in behind the defence in the centre of the ruck here, the Tigers. Now it's Elias who put the kick in the end. Going high is Davidson. Kinner was there too. It's loose. Who's going to finish up with it? Balmain have got it with 6 to go, says the referee. As Kinner takes Davidson again, his opposite number, down on the quarter line. Canberra's end of the field, 10 metres in from touch. Away it comes from Gale. Now it's with Maguire. Maguire's held up almost in the centre of the Canberra 22-metre line. Brooks goes on his own from dummy half. Elias. Now that was Crooks, and away it went to Schofield. See, that looked forward from here. Elias, that flick pass, away it comes now to Gale, and Gale, all his supports overran him, and look at that for a beautiful sidestepping run, and now looking for supports, he finds Elias, out wide it comes to Conlon, he almost knocks it on, Conlon keeps it going to Davies for the corner, and he scored. Good football.
Good play by Balmain, but woeful defence. The Canberra Raiders just stood there and watched that passage of play. They really were looking for the kick. It was a frustration flick pass by Elias. Now watch Gale throws the dummy, steps. They get hold of him here, but look, they just stand off him. What's he going to do? One of the players, oh, it really was bad defence, but good play by Conlon. He drew the man just enough, and good play by the winger. Now you'll see him step here. Now watch the Canberra Raiders. They stood there. What's he going to do? Oops. This is what he's going to do. Hanging off all the time. Just enough room. He drew the wingman in, and good play by the strong wingman.
One from the sideline. That looks to be a better looking kick, but again, he's missed it. At least that one seemed to be well struck. So Balmain in front, 8 points to 0 after that try scored by Peter Davies. So Balmain with the ball, and Crooks' pass finds Conlon, and he's got it away, but it's loose, and now Canberra have got the ball, and a bit of luck goes their way as the ball's run back towards their own quarter line. That comes away to Henjack. Now Henjack's out of one. Henjack, can he get away from Sirinen? No. It was a forward pass that was in it. There was no risk about there being a forward pass. But Paul Sirinen across there in cover, and if he hadn't been there, it would have been a 6-pointer, I'd reckon, to Canberra, because there was nobody at home behind this man.
Beautiful cover tackle.
A few metres Balmain side of halfway. It hardly had the football in this part of the field at all, Canberra. Coyne. Now going down the centre is O'Callaghan, and the fullback's taken. That's 34 metres out. Walters, as the ball comes back the other side now and going, oh, it's almost given away to Gilbert, but Brennan taken there. Gets up and plays it. O'Sullivan, Morrissey. And Morrissey just ducks his head down. Decides to just run it a few metres closer to that line. O'Sullivan, not sure what he's going to do. Puts the little kick in the end. Now the ball's going to get into the end goal area. Schofield gets there first as O'Sullivan was coming through quickly, and so too was Kinner. And Schofield had to hurriedly kick that ball over the touch in goal line. Good thinking from O'Sullivan. He was cornered here, but look how smart he thinks, and almost brings off a sensational try.
Beautiful little chip through. While you're looking for O'Sullivan, watch for a Kinner. And it was desperation by the fullback Schofield to get there on time.
So the first attacking opportunity for Canberra. And now a little bit of pressure goes off the Raiders, although that's an incredibly good drop out. That's landed on the full, up over the halfway line. And there's some good defence from Brooks to finish it off. It's all right to have a good kicking game, but you've got to have good defence to go with it. And now they've made the blue, which means that Canberra can kick the touch and put a bit of pressure on the Tigers.
Well, he'll be kicking himself, Brooksy. He made a great tackle, and just the odd pull on the leg as he was about to play the ball gave away the silly penalty.
So there we are, Balmain leading Canberra 8 points to 0. 7 minutes left in the first half. The Raiders have got it at 26 metres out. Brennan on the quarter line will get up and play it. Steve Walters a dummy half. He slipped over as he went to get that. He's managed to get away with it. The simplest of things, and look at that, he's pinched 5 metres. Coyne, now Lance, quickly away it goes to Backo. Backo's got it away to O'Callaghan, and O'Callaghan's got to within about 8 metres of the line. Walters from dummy half. Walters has kept the ball in play. It's been knocked on, or has it, by Dean Lance? The referee says yes. And so Canberra, the opportunity goes out the window for the time being.
Well, it was only a small one. They don't have to be big. There you see, skipper Lance.
Well, it was just a matter of whether it come off his hand or come off his knee when the ball came back on the inside, but the referee was right there. Balmain with the ball. Elias just outside his own quarter line. Crooks takes it up. That looked marginally forward as well, but that one definitely was. Well, if the first one wasn't, he's been pinged on the second. They've missed a few forward passes there today.
Well, Annesley was right there on the spot. That looked shady. And this definitely looked more than shady. He'd no option but to blow that one up.
Canberra with the ball. O'Sullivan. Penalty against Balmain being offside. Now, what are they going to do here, the Raiders? O'Sullivan is going to kick for goal or what? So, someone's saying it's a scrum penalty. I was just wondering. No, I thought that he seemed to indicate that it was offside in the back, but...
No, definitely a differential penalty signal, David.
Well, that clears that up. Certainly can't kick the goal when it's a differential penalty. As Backo takes it up, and Backo's gone straight through. He's still going. He's looking for a runner. He's found Henjak. Away it comes down the end of Morrissey. Morrissey's looking for another runner. The ball's loose. It's still loose. It's been dived on by Balmain. And it's going to be a knock-on, but that should have been a try. Someone should have backed Backo up to start with, and that would have been a try. And then that was good defence which prevented it.
Well, it's a strong run by Backo. All the time in the world, Henjak followed through. Beautiful overpass there. Now, this is where the wingman, Morrissey, couldn't get it away in time. And that's one that they've lost.
Well, they've still got a chance here, the Raiders. They're down on the Balmain line. Kinner's only a few metres out. It's Walters a dummy half. Walters on his own. It goes to Coyne. Coyne's almost forced his way over. He's about a metre out. Walters moves to dummy half again. Lance goes the other side as it comes away to Henjak. Henjak throws the dummy. Good defence from Sirinen. Now Walters on his own. Sirinen again affecting the tackle. Last tackle against the Raiders. Henjak's in a dummy half. Henjak tries the little grubber kick, but back there Benny Elias does the good work for the Tigers and runs it 10 metres back into the field of play. Good anticipation from Elias. Almost read exactly where the kick was going, and that's why he was there.
Certainly was. Beautiful play by the skipper for today. Playing his 100th game. We'll see Henjak, little chip through, but the mind of that hooker was working well ahead of Henjak.
Field by the Tigers is gathered in by O'Callaghan. The Raiders fans have taken a little bit of heart from their performance over the last 5 minutes, but I'm certain that John Fernham would like to see them go in at half-time with at least 2 points on the board as they can get a penalty goal.
By the same token, I think Bill Anderson would be a little bit concerned. They've had all the possession for most of this first half, and it's only 8-0.
Well, they've got it back again there. And there's a player down injured. Hardwick down hurt, and the referee asking the play to continue. Now this is the new rule, the experimental rule, which starts this weekend, and that's the first time we've seen it. The international board meeting in New Guinea during the week said that if a player, such as in the case of Hardwick, is tackled in possession of the ball and then is down injured, he must release the ball, and another teammate, as in the case of Lee Crooks, plays the ball and play continues.
Well, I wonder how long it's going to take them, David, to use that as a ploy 5 metres from the line.
O'Callaghan with the ball. Well, at least we see football the whole time, Steve. Instead of waiting.
I don't agree with it. I don't disagree with it, should I say.
Now, good run from Corkery. 10 metres out from the quarter line as Coyne takes it up. Oh, look at that over the top, Sirinen. Brooks underneath. O'Sullivan. Now the ball's come across the back line, but again, the second row is in there in the back line. That's the Rowan Brennan there. And Brennan a bit tardily getting to his feet. O'Sullivan's kick finds touch. The referee ruling that it came off Davidson, so Henjak will put the ball in the scrum. Must have just touched the back of his jumper. You saw Davidson try to take evasive action. Must have just glanced the jumper. O'Sullivan with the ball, quick hands, it goes to O'Callaghan. They've got a chance here, the Raiders. They're over the halfway. It comes to Carey. Carey's very quick, so is Corkery. Corkery for the corner. He's away from Schofield. Cross there is Davidson. He's in. Is he? Let's wait for the referee. He's given a penalty for a double movement. Oh, what a splendid piece of football. But how unlucky for the Raiders that it had to end like that.
This was superb football by the Raiders. Good play by the wingman. Anticipation there, just slowed down at the right time. Spun the man away, no doubt about it. There you see him reaching over. Tried to sneak it in. The referee was too quick. But that was brilliant football.
So there we are, Balmain again under a bit of pressure and coming away with the ball. Well, this game is far from over if Canberra can put it together like that in the second stanza.
Well, going at half-time, the Raiders with full of confidence. That's the 4th time that they broke through the Balmain defence.
And now a lovely pass from Sheridan. Brooks up to the halfway. Brooks looking for support. He's found it in the end in Davidson, and Davidson's going to be tackled 10 metres inside Canberra's territory. Some of the Raiders taking their time to get back, but the siren's gone for half-time, and the players will go in and listen to the respective coaches for 10 minutes.
They're certainly not out of this game, David. They showed in the last 7 minutes of the first half what enterprising football they can produce. And this could go anyway.
And there we are. Some of those big tacklers. Hardwick's up there with 16.
Isn't it amazing that the inclusion of David Brooks, not only has it stiffened the Tigers' defence, but it seems to have lifted his second-row partner, Paul Sirinen, definitely having his best game for many, many a day.
And Hardwick also in there. Of course, he's in the side instead of Wayne Pearce. Not, of course, that he could dominate like Wayne can, but I'm certain that Wayne would be pretty happy sitting up there knowing that Kevin Hardwick's doing a sterling job. Now, there's the restart. Now, Callaghan takes it in the end goal area. It'll be interesting to find out what happened in the dressing rooms at half-time. We might go down to Ian Hansen in just a moment. Canberra with the ball. They run it back towards the quarter line. Let's go down to Ian and find out what happened at half-time.
Thanks very much, David. Yes, there's been a change in the Canberra Raiders team. Rowan Brennan is off with an arm injury. And his place has gone to a Queenslander, Steve Jackson from Mackay. And Don Furner wants to see his defence improved a hell of a lot around the rucks and get the ball out wide to his wingers, Corkery and Kinner, who we saw in action late in the game in the first half. Chatted to Balmain skipper Wayne Pearce, who of course is in the grandstand today, but Wayne wants to see his players move up as well around the rucks and get the ball to Scott Gale. And Bill Anderson said that he's very happy with the way Paul Sheridan's going, but they can play a lot better.
But Canberra with the ball, and that's Henjak kicking for touch, and he's found it about 12 metres inside Balmain's territory. There's Don Furner, the Raiders coach, along with Wayne Bennett.
No doubt, David, he would have told his charges to move up there instead of waiting back, hanging back and letting the players run to them. And it caused a lot of problems in the first half. A lot of gaps were being found by the Tigers.
8 points to 0 the score in favour of Balmain as Conlon's tackle just inside Canberra's territory. Hardwick goes from dummy half and Hardwick pinches another few metres. 12 metres Canberra's side of halfway. Elias at dummy half. It comes away to Gale. On it goes to Crooks. He holds the pass up for Schofield. That was well read. It was Henjack who chopped the English import down. 35 metres out as Sirinen goes hard. He can't get his pass away. Fourth tackle against the Tigers. Elias. Gale decides the little chip and chase is on, but Henjack, the sweeper's back there, and Henjack has it for Canberra just outside his own quarter line.
Well, Henjack once again, Johnny on the spot, ready beautifully. Knew the kick was on, timed it to perfection.
Well, that was a good tackle that time by Crooks on Coyne, and Crooks finished up picking up the dregs, and Balmain got a chance here. It comes away, good run. Look at Scully Gale. Oh, sheer unadulterated class. That was sheer brilliance from Scott Gale, the way he stood up the Raiders' defence after the bad mistake. A good piece of defence affected by Crooks, and he went on with the job. The quick hands, and look at this class of Scott Gale.
Beautiful pass here from Conlon, allowed him, but it was a beautiful instep here. Bit of Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers in that. And that really is what the doctor ordered. They spun the ball out wide. It came from... They got possession from a beautiful tackle by Crooks on Coyne, but it was that little step that made it all the difference.
Moves in. He's got that one. 2 points for the Tigers, and so Balmain slip away to lead the Canberra Raiders by 14 points to 0.
Pretty difficult task ahead of the Raiders now.
12 metres Balmain side of halfway. Walters, away it comes to Coyne. Oh, look at that solid Balmain defence. And that's been a feature of their performance this afternoon. Good defence. Bacco. Bacco's gone straight through. Big Sam Bacco down over the quarter line. He's still going. He's got it away to Carey. Carey's long pass is taken by Kinner. Kinner back on the inside. He can't keep it going. But Sam Bacco busted them apart that time. Walters, away it comes. Henjack now taking up O'Sullivan. The wide pass away to Jackson. On it goes for Gilbert. Quick hands and it's away to Corkery. Corkery for the corner. Corkery this time is dragged across the touchline again. Only 6 metres out. But more constructive football from the Raiders that time. But it was Bacco who really initiated that good raid.
Certainly was, and good defence by Hanran and Hardwick cannon across when it counted.
Jackson, there he is, Steve Jackson. He's the man that struggled to play the ball a few moments ago. He's now all right. Now Canberra have got a chance. That ball's gone loose. And it's going to be 6 to go, says the referee. Morrissey just couldn't get that loose ball back. He tried to grab it.
Lady Luck certainly hasn't been on the Canberra side, but neither has the tackle.
Davies with the ball now for Balmain. You can hear that. Neal. Now that's Maguire. Good tackle that time from Coyne. He lined him up. But Maguire just gave him a tap too to say good tackle. Good football from Crooks now, and that's Conlon in the gap over the halfway. Conlon coming down towards the quarter line. Back to Schofield. Schofield racing the line. Away to Brook. What a goal to Davidson. And Davidson scores. What a great try.
Super try. All came about from the beautiful ball by the English prop forward. Crooks floated a long one out to Conlon into the centres. And the simple principle of rugby league of backing up the man with the ball brings about the 4-pointer. Watch the pass from Crooks. He attracted the 2 defenders, sucked in Carey into the centres, left the gap. Conlon realised he was running out of space, back inside, and the other Englishman, Schofield, looking to get the ball alive. Brooks onto the winger, and Davidson in for a try. And you can shut the gate now. Glasses down. Now watch for the centre. He realises he hasn't got the pace. He has a quick glance inside. Good backing up by the fullback. Good anticipation, even better anticipation by Brooks. Hasn't he had a good game today? And great finishing.
So Ross Conlon. He hasn't had a good day with the boot so far, Ross, but He did kick one from here a few moments ago, so he's got the chance to add to it. Conlon moves in, and he's missed it. So he's had a terrible day with the boot, but he was very much involved in that try that seals the 2 Winfield Cup competition points for the Tigers. They lead 18 points to 0. There's no comeback now for Canberra. Elias, I don't think they've finished their scoring yet. There's 15 minutes still left in the match, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. Elias, Neil, short pass away to Crooks. It was marginally forward. Back it comes to Neil. Elias, the long pass away now to Gale. Away it comes to Conlon. Quick ball away it goes to Hanrahan. Hanrahan in space to Davies. Davies for the corner. He's out of one. He's still going. Back it goes to Maguire. Back it goes to Davies. Davies, can he get the pass away? No, but fabulous Balmain football. As they swung it back the other side. They're not finished with yet because it comes away now towards Gale. He slips over. Last tackle against the Tigers. Elias. On it goes to Schofield. Schofield, the pass out wide to Neil. Neil will score. He's in.
The magic of the well-timed pass brings about another 4-pointer. He barely had to show a little dummy there, but it was a magnificent pass. Just watch. Schofield does the little dummy, lets the forward run through, and the defence was shot to pieces. Different angle. Dummy there to Crooks. Long ball, missing the man out wide. Where's the centre? Nowhere there. The wingman did the right thing by sticking to his other wing, but where was the centre to take him and chop him down?
Moves in from the quarter line, and that one's missed on the outside again. So 5 tries Balmain have scored so far this afternoon. They lead 22 points to 0. Elias goes on his own. The pass comes away to Davies. He's not showing any effects of receiving that kick. Lance, he's the one involved in the tackle. And now Davies is down injured. And quickly,
well, this was
the
a
trainer is on.
pretty hard tackle, as you can see. He's grimacing there, but I think it's the third one that came in low, right in the breadbasket, that one.
Davies still down in the back play. Balmain with the ball. A beautiful pass that time from Neil away to Pearson. Pearson's tackled on the halfway line. Plays it, Conlon. Away it comes, Gale. Away it comes now again to Neil. Michael Neil just holding the ball up and just continuing to run to the gap. They're holding off him.
He's had a big game as Neil.
Gale. Down the centre comes Sheridan. Slipped the pass away beautifully to Schofield. He's got it away to Conlon. Conlon streaking for the line and he's in.
Well, if you think Sheridan had a big smile on his face when he scored his first try, he's an even bigger one now. He created that one, and he'll get great pleasure from it. He's been way off form. The switch of play by Gale. Look at the strength in this man. Upper body strength. Constructive, kept the ball alive. The fend by Schofield allows him enough time to feed the Conlon. Good backing up, good try. Different angle. Watch the switch from Gale, and watch for the Canberra defence. They stood there waiting. Walters had a go at him. Get out of the way. Beautiful ball. Nice fend. Allows him the time to get his arms free. On to Conlon. Simple.
And Ross Conlon, the Balmain Senators' 5th try of the season.
And Conlon moves in. There's the kick to convert his own try, which he does. And so his 2nd goal of the afternoon. Paul Sheridan there, looking very happy and pleased with himself, and why not? He's had a big return to form today. Big fella would love to come off. Thank Billy Anderson for the extra opportunity. Balmain leading Canberra 28 points to 0. Daly bringing the ball back to the centre of the halfway line.
And who would have thought it, David? It should pay a good footy tap, this one. It's a long time since Canberra have been zilched.
So the restart as the Tigers run it back to the quarter line. Brown is tackled just outside his own quarter line. Pearce runs it up. 30 metres out. Elias. Pass comes away to Owens. Penalty.
That really was quite amusing. He looked at the referees to say, aren't you going to give the penalty? He deserved one.
Well, Benny Elias. You just about call him the old fox these days. 22-year-old veteran.
Amazing, isn't it, really? The amount of football that players like Elias, Schofield and Crooksey, not one of them have gone over 24 yet.
And look at Ross Conlon, he's gone straight through, looking for support. He's wrong-footed Martin, he's got it away back to Neil. The pass over the top, collected by Conlon. Conlon for the corner, he can't get his pass away. Yes, he can, in the end. It's gone loose, or has it? No, they've got it. Only a metre out from the line. Gale. Gale is forced to play the ball just outside the Canberra line. Hanrahan, Elias, he puts the ball onto his boot. Carey's lost it. I think he's got it back though. The referee says a knock back.
That was tremendous support play, David. They kept this ball alive. Really has been a change round. And this crowd, well, the last time we were here, David, they booed their team off at half-time. But it's all cheers today.
And that's it. The game is all over. Balmain have defeated Canberra by 28 points to 0. And had Ross Conlon had his kicking boots on this afternoon, it could have been a much wider margin. Well, the crowd's certainly much happier today, and there's a very happy Benny Elias as he comes off. And why wouldn't he be? Skipper this afternoon, 100th first grade game.
He's guided them well, David. But it's been the team effort. Paul Surinam back to his best, helped along by the return of David Brooks. The linking qualities of Michael Neal and Scott Gale were far too much for the Canberra Raiders.
So there we are, Balmain 28, Canberra 0 for Balmain, Surinam, Davey, Gale, Davidson, Neal and Conlon the try scorers, and Ross Conlon 2 goals. And as we said, had he had his kicking boots on, it could have almost been 40. But Balmain just decimated Canberra. They were never really in the hunt, except for a few moments there, leading up to half-time, when they could have just about snuck in to score a try, which would have given them a lot of heart. But then in the second half, Balmain went right on with the job.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot, making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
The Sunday State Bank big game between Manly and Canterbury saw both sides going to the game minus a lot of stars because of state of origin duties. Manly, of course, their forward pack was going to be led by the return of Noel Cleal, and Canterbury, they would have been hoping for a big win, riding high on the shoulders yet again of their half 5'8" combination of Steve Mortimer and Terry Lamb.
The State Bank Big Game presents the Winfield Cup.
Hello and welcome to Brookvale Oval for this #1 match in the Winfield Cup between Manly Warringah and Canterbury Bankstown. Manly are outright leaders of the premiership on 29 points, coming from 12 wins, 1 draw, 2 byes and only 3 losses this season. And Canterbury, with 22 points on the table, are one of the teams that have beaten the Sea Eagles. That was at Balmain on the 5th of April by 18 points to 6. Manly's other 2 losses followed on consecutive weeks. On the 12th of April, South beat them 28-18, and on the 20th of April, they went down to Cronulla by 18 points to 13. And that loss to Cronulla is the last Manly have experienced this year. Today, they'll be aiming for their 10th straight win.
Doug, Manly trying to make it 10 in a row. It must give you enormous satisfaction the way the side's been going.
Yes, Graeme, the side is playing particularly well, and we've got wonderful harmony in the camp. Sure, this week there was a bit of a disruption, but that's behind us, and we're determined to go on and try and emulate the 1972 side, particularly, Graeme. You may recall that that was our first premiership year, and we won 15 games on the trot, including the grand final.
Manly had the bye last weekend, and Canterbury were too strong in their powerful win over Parramatta. Missing from the Sea Eagles today for State of Origin duties are Vaughton, Shearer, Lyons, O'Connor and Daly, and Williams for New Zealand. And out for the Bulldogs are Tunks, Folkes and Curry. Manly coach Bob Fulton has named this lineup today: Gurr, Ronson, Close, Austin, Davis, Meredith, Hasler, Cunningham, Cleo captain, Gibbs, Ward, Cochrane, Gately. Warren Ryan's Bulldog lineup today is Hagan, O'Brien, Farrar, Peter Mortimer, Whitfield, Lamb, Steve Mortimer, Langmack, Whitbread, Chris Mortimer, Kelly, Bugden and Donnelly. A good crowd is in attendance here at Brookvale to see who can gain the 2 premiership points in our State Bank big game. Well, both of the sides are out on the field at the moment. Graham Eady is just being welcomed by Manly players. He's going to kick off today. I'd just like to say something about Ron Gibbs and clear the air. Rugby League players are entitled to do the best they can for themselves money-wise. They have a talent to offer, and heaven knows it doesn't last long, an average of about 8 or 9 years. But I believe players should honour their verbal obligations. If, as I've been told, Gibbs gave his explicit word to Manly Secretary Doug Daly that he would give them the final right of refusal on his contract, then failed, the law of the jungle is alive and well in Rugby League. Manly will run with the breeze in the first half. That's correct, David Fordham.
That is correct, Rex, and it's a very big advantage they'll have in this first 40 minutes. The breeze coming from the southwest. It's gusting very strongly, and if it persists in the second half, don't be surprised to see Colin Whitfield, if he gets the opportunity to even attempt a couple of conversions from or penalty attempts from inside his own half.
All right, well, the kickoff has taken place. Hagan's got the ball and comes out to just short of the quarter line. Bugden a dummy half. Kelly hit by Gibbs and a strong tackle. Mortimer kicks and chases. Plenty of pace there. The ball rolling free. It's again been picked up by a Canterbury player. And it'll be a penalty to Canterbury Bankstown for failure to get away from the tackle man. Just around about the halfway. Bugden being told to calm down by Langmack.
Early penalties to Canterbury, but just going to show you how clever and creative Steve Mortimer is. Remembering back to last Sunday, Terry Lamb was causing plenty of trouble for Parramatta too with those little chip kicks. If Mortimer and Lamb are on the job today, so too was Des Hasler. He was slow to the play there. He's the one that's got to tidy up those little chip kicks.
The tap restart. Bugden, Steve Mortimer, as O'Brien. Given heavy treatment in the tackle. Mortimer, Langmack. Chris Mortimer loses the ball, picked up by Ward, but knocked on too. So there'll be a scrum to restart the play.
Such a breeze out there. Perfect pass from Paul Langmack, but a bit of pressure. The defence was on him, but watch those, maybe even this breeze shorten some of those passes up.
An unusual mistake for Chris Mortimer to make. He's a very professional player. Des Hasler to feed the scrum. penalty goes against Langmack for failing to get away from him.
Important penalties, and these are the penalties that Canterbury have been making public. They've just got to cut them out of their game, costing themselves so much yardage and taking the pressure off. And with so much breeze behind Manly, let's just see if their kicking game's brought into vogue here. Let's just see how much yardage. A big breeze that David Fordham announced. Well, he hasn't gained too many metres there, but Langmack can't afford that right throughout this first half.
Well, Cochrane gets the ball in his hands. He's just around about the halfway area. Up comes Gately. Gately straight and very, very hard. And here comes a Canterbury player. Bugden's going to be called out and spoken to. A stiff arm, 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Well, there it is on replay. The forearm going into just around the neck area. And an early start. And good to see that Greg McCallum's going to put a stamp on this game. He doesn't want anything to explode early on. And he's just trying to exert his authority to get these players to settle down. Plenty of early moments here in the forwards. You see Bugden coming in there from the left, and around the neck area went the swinging arm.
Cochrane will attempt this goal from 11 metres short of the halfway line, about 15 metres in from the sideline. The breeze is a gale. And one would anticipate if he misses, he will be able to kick the ball dead. Very wobbly pace back. Moves in now. And as I told you, he did kick the ball dead and kick the goal as well. So Manly lead by 2 points to 0. Lamb to kick off. Manly players shielding their eyes from the sun out there on the right-hand side of the field. Ronson, the receiver of that ball. Gibbs throws the ball straight to the opposition. Lamb's in possession. Mortimer, Steve Mortimer. Andrew Farah. Belted back a few metres. O'Brien, Steve Mortimer, and there's an awful pass. It's been knocked behind, not knocked on. Canterbury still in possession. Langmack driven sideways in the tackle out to Steve O'Brien. Can't get round Ronson. Lamb, Steve Mortimer. That's the way to run. James Donnelly came very, very hard. Last tackle coming up. Little grubber kick being put through and knocked on. It ricocheted off a Manly player's legs, back to a Canterbury player who knocked on.
Good early test for Manly in the defence, and they've come up trumps. A man that they can't go to sleep with today, a man that hasn't been playing a lot of first graders, James Donnelly in the front row. He's a man that can stand and unload to any of those support runners.
Hasler fed the scrum. Ball went reeling back from it. He came around with a circular run to the blind side. Marty Gurr. Cochrane running sideways. A couple of metres inside his quarter. Onto Ward. Cunningham, good lock forward work there, coming straight. Gives a dummy half. Now the option was there for Cochrane to get the ball, taken nicely by Hagan, back near his own quarter. O'Brien. Tackled. Ronson getting through a lot of defence out there in the right wing. Steve Mortimer. Donnelly. Chris Mortimer. Langmack over the halfway. The lower grade results are there for all to see. Under 23s, Manly 15, Canterbury 8. The reserve grade Manly 28, Canterbury 12. Both entertaining games. On to Terry Lamb. Can't get the pass away. It's been lost. Swooped on by Crusher Cleal. Hasler at dummy half. On the Gerg goes forward to the referee's point where he's penalised Canterbury for being inside the 5 yards. Plenty of tension in this game, plenty of feeling. Marty Gerg gets that ball over the sideline, 10 yards from the Canterbury Bankstown quarter. Cochrane, Hasler, Crusher Cleal, out to Ronson. Ronson's on the boil up the sideline. Takes play into the quarter. Hasler, Gibbs, reels with a tackle and a swinging arm. He went underneath, and here's another one. Donnelly will be called out.
Canterbury in danger here of just giving too much away. Silly tackles. Mark Bugden's already in the bin, and you would think that if McCallum was going to be consistent, certainly, well, he's not going to send Donnelly to the bin, but he should be joining Bugden.
With 10 minutes gone, Cochrane gets another 2 points, so Manly 4, Canterbury Bankstown 0. Steve Mortimer gets it back to Langmack, who drops it. Behind him, says the referee. Clowder really giving voice tonight. Hagan. Plenty of Canterbury supporters here among the large crowd. Bugden. Steve Mortimer, Chris Mortimer, back to Steve Mortimer on the pivot. Lamb, a long cut-out pass, out to Peter Mortimer, out then to O'Brien. O'Brien's strong, but gets tackled again well by Ronson. Well, I thought there was a tiny knock on there. The referee said no. Bugden, Steve Mortimer, cut-out pass to Chris Mortimer, beautifully tackled by Gibbs, right around the boots. Steve Mortimer running from dummy half to Lamb, got a good pass away to Langmack, but it was forward. Everyone under so much pressure out there at the moment. The mistakes are coming fairly thick and fairly fast. Scrum feet to Hasler. Out to Martin Meredith, tries a step. No way through there. Gurr. Cunningham did very well when brought on last week, or when starting the game last week against Parramatta. Crusher Cleal pushes a man off, goes for a solo sprint, makes a good 15 metres. Martin Meredith steps, went ahead another 10 metres, working their way back to the halfway line. Marty Gurr. Oh, it could be an error here, a bad error from Manly's point of view. Peter Mortimer's there. He's going to go close to scoring. He scored. That's a penalty, double movement. See that again from the head on. I wasn't aware there was a double movement. See it again.
You're going to hear plenty more about this. The momentum of the tackle. Peter Moore arguing that, quite rightly, his momentum hadn't been stopped. That he nearly finished across the try line. There's his waist on the line for mine. A mistake by the referee, Greg McCallum.
Just watching it again on the head-on shot. Brought down about a yard short. I didn't see a double movement. And that will be reported widely by the media. Ward coming straight. 2 balls on the field at the moment. The referee has tried to kick it off. Cunningham's busted him right away. Gone right through. Beautiful ankle tap by Steve Mortimer. Brings him down 3 metres short of the halfway line. Gately, Hasler, back to Gibbs. Gibbs to Cochrane. Cochrane to Crusher Cleal. Straight through the middle. Still going. Still going. Beautiful run by Crusher Cleal. Gets it away there to Cochrane, I believe. The hooker who's tackled on the quarter line. Kick through. It should be 6 to go. It is. Back to Gately. Gately runs round in a circle, then goes straight over the top of the Canterbury player. There's plenty of action. Hasler. Running strongly, trying to tear his way through. Got it to Meredith. Meredith's on the burst. Came hard and within 3 metres or 4 metres of scoring a try. Can't get to his feet. Now he can. Davies, Hasler, Gibbs. Gibbs Turns around, still going, straight, strong. Oh, yes, is he there? No. It's as close as you need. Martin Meredith, a dummy half. It's going to score, yes! Sheer pressure brought the try, and Manly have come up with great action there.
No doubt a controversial section of this first half on the State Bank replay. Plenty of pressure provided by Manly. This was a great run by Ronnie Gibbs. Bouncing off tackles, showing plenty of strength. Was the reason that they got so close to the Canterbury Bankstown line. He stretched the defenders. He continued to bring the defenders from well outside near the winger. They just didn't have the numbers then. Langmack standing from the dummy half. He was concerned about the play going right. They moved up too quickly, the players on the outside. Langmack couldn't hold Meredith, and he just crashed over. Plenty of pressure brought to bear by Manly. Good play there. They weren't making mistakes. Canterbury adding to the fact by kicking through the play the ball ruck and giving them 6 tackles in the lead up to the try.
And he's successful, so Manly now 10. Canterbury Bankstown 0 after 19 and a half minutes. Mortimer to his brother Steve. Andrew Farrer comes in field. Bugden, Steve Mortimer. Kelly switches it back across the ruck to Lamb. Lamb gets it inside to Langmack. To Whitfield. Whitfield's gone very well through the middle of the ruck. Kelly. Greg Whitbread. Plenty of pressure from Canterbury coming. Steve Mortimer out to Langmack. Got a pass around the corner to Chris Mortimer. And I think it's been lost in the tackle. Now it's 6 to go. Steve Mortimer. Kelly.
One area where Steve Mortimer often rushes to the dummy half, trying to scoot across the try line to pick up flat runners.
Steve Mortimer. Lamb. Cut out pass out to Whitfield. Whitfield going straight. And a player tackled on suspicion there. Cunningham took Lamb out of the action. Andrew Farrer. Steve Mortimer going very close to scoring. Last tackle, and it's a penalty. Stolen the ball. About 22 metres in from the sideline and about 10 metres into Manly's quarter is the dimension of the kick. Terry Lamb makes no mistake. Manly 10, Canterbury 2. Ward there getting some heavy treatment from James Donnelly. Oh, Kelly came in with a strong charge there on Gately. No attempt to tackle him, just ran into him. Hasler, Meredith, Gurr. Just outside the quarter, about 8 metres. Cunningham coming straight. He's busted the first tackle, busted the second, got to the halfway. This young fella is playing like an inspired man. Meredith, Cleal, back to Gibbs. Gibbs sights an opening and goes for a sprint. He's running beautifully, gets it away there to number 4, Greg Austin, and it's a try to Gibbs. It's a try to Gibbs. He started it and finished it. Greg Austin kicked ahead, made the ball go into the in-goal area, and Graeme will take it from there.
On the State Bank replay, Manly hit back strongly yet again. Ronnie Gibbs got the ball back inside from Noel Cleal. It was a planned move. Cleal was looking for him. The defence wasn't covering inside there for Canterbury. Greg Austin saw that the chip was on. He tried to match it with pace with Stevie Mortimer. He was there, as he nearly as always is, to cover, but couldn't control the ball there, going astray. And Ronnie Gibbs, he started the move back infield, continued the good play to be backing up on the inside yet again. He's in great form in 86. 27, Ronnie Gibbs. Forget about the week that he's had, but he started this and certainly put the finishing touches to it. There was a little chip from Austin. Mortimer was on the spot, couldn't control the ball. Ronnie Gibbs couldn't believe that it came free and bounced over for the try. Great play by Ronnie Gibbs. You can see the determination here in his face. He wants a big game after the headlines of this week in joining the Gold Coast Rugby League team for 88. And again, the ball just about here to go astray from Mortimer off his forehead and his hands. And Ronnie Gibbs, just too much pace there for Steve O'Brien.
And as straight as an arrow she goes, so Manly Warringah 16, Canterbury 2. Terry Lamb to restart. Everyone's shielding their eyes there in the afternoon sun. Ronson brings it out to the quarter from the kickoff.
And there's a pretty important note in this first half. Amazing. Canterbury renowned for their defence right through 84 and 85 premiership victories and again in 86. But 18 missed tackles in this first half. Territorially, they might be having the better of the first half, but those missed tackles allowing in those Manly tries.
On to Ward, changes direction. Now he goes for another sprint around. Got a pass away to Close, who can't handle it. Yes, David, there's a bit of concern about Langmack.
Yes, he suffered a very heavy knock with a tackle from Crusher clearly. He's obviously concussed. Larry Britton went out to see him. He's refused to come off the field, but we notice that there's a possibility he will be replaced, even though he doesn't want to come off. We have in number 23, Paul Dixon, the Halifax player from the Wembley Cup final, lining up on the touchline. He could be coming on any moment.
Andrew Farrer's kick from the penalty takes play into the Manly quarter by about 3 metres. Now let's see what they can do with this. Donnelly comes straight, first man to receive it off the tap restart. Bugden to Kelly. Kelly's had the ball stolen from him. Gately's got it. Brings it out to the quarter. As easy as you please. Cunningham at lock forward, running in a swivel motion there. Couldn't find a runner. Cochrane, Hasler, Gibbs. They're paying plenty of attention to him now. On it is Hasler. He runs straight at the opposition. I'm continually amazed at the apparent amount of punishment this fellow takes in general play and never gives up. That kick is looking suspiciously like it's going to be a beauty, but it failed to roll the last 2 metres. It was brought within 3 metres of the sideline from down on the Manly quarter. Hagan fielding it well. O'Brien running from dummy half. He's got through 2 tackles. He can't get through the Gibbs tackle, puts him away. 10 metres outside his quarter. Seems to be in some sort of trouble. Looks like his right arm. Anyway, they've got on with the play. Whitfield, midfield. Langmack tottering off the field at the moment here. Out to Farrar. Bugden. Steve Mortimer. Marty Gurr, the ball took a hard right-hand turn. Picks it up now. Beat the first line, got picked up by the second. Peter Mortimer was the second line. Martin Meredith. Cochrane at dummy half. On to Close. Runs the only way he knows. Straight through, straight hard. Now the crusher. Well, the arms were waving over his head there like Cochrane's kicked ahead. Picked up by Dixon, the replacement. Yeah, Steve O'Brien looks as though he's got a lot of trouble there. I don't know whether it might have been a dislocated elbow. Can you find that out for us, David?
I certainly will, Rex. He is in a lot of pain. It appears, I agree with you, it is an elbow problem. It could well be dislocated or it could well be a fractured arm, but I'll check out that and also on his replacement.
back to Gibbs. Gibbs to Ward. Eminently strong, this fella. Cochrane. Oh, Crusher gave a big handoff there to Andrew Farah. 6 to go. Look at the handoff there. Right under the chin. Perfect. Martin Meredith. You've got a report on O'Brien, David.
Yeah, it's a great tragedy, Rex. They appear that it may be a fracture. It's not dislocated. It's either ligament trouble or fracture, but Larry Britton, their trainer, seems to think that from what he heard from Steve O'Brien, there was a crack and there could well be a break in the arm.
Well, that's desperately bad luck for Canterbury Bankstown and for the young fella. Hasler out to Greg Austin, scorer of tries. And his very first outing for Manly against Cronulla, he scored 5 tries in the afternoon. I think it was 3 in reserve grade and 2 in first grade or something of that nature. Anyway, we've got a half-time scoreline that comes up looking like this. Manly 16, Canterbury Bankstown 2. Tries to Meredith and Gibbs. Goals, Cochrane 4 from 4. Canterbury's goal, 1 from 2 to Terry Lamb. 16 points to 2 at half-time. I don't think the Manly fans can believe it, but that's a fact that's on the scoreboard. We'll see how they go in the second half with this strong breeze running into them. Well, Canterbury are on the field now. Manly are there too, and it's going to be an interesting 40 minutes of football because the Canterbury Bankstown side have got the benefit of this strong breeze at their backs. They've got a couple of players on the side who can use the wind, and one feels they'll keep Manly under pressure. Lamb kicking off. Gerd takes it. Turns it back to Davis, the wing three-quarter.
And Canterbury with so many missed tackles in the first half, they still were required to make 90. Chris Mortimer and James Donnelly leading the way, but too many missed tackles in their forwards. That was their trademark over the last couple of years. They might rely on a big kicking game in this second half to try and get them back into the match, but still they've just got to be able to put the men down and put them down and keep them down without letting them unload.
Hasler, Martin Meredith steps off his left foot, comes back. He's going sideways at the moment. Lost the ball behind him, picked up by Cochrane. Cochrane trying to get through. Does regather the ball. It's a sensational bit of football by Cochrane. He was harassed by Mortimer, legitimately, one thinks. Fought him off out to Cleo. Cleo's pass was forward. That was a dumb bit of football, Crusher. The option was out there on the left, and the pass was forward and in front of Davis.
This was the lead-up play by Malcolm Cochrane, just like Steve Mortimer, good at the chip and chase. Plenty of wrestling between the two, and he showed a great turn of speed to get to the ball. Great play by the hooker.
Scrum going down midway between the quarter and the halfway. And I believe he's knocked on, so it'll be a Manly feed. Mortimer's disputing that with the referee, but that's the way the referee has ruled. Hasler to feed it now for Manly. Martin Meredith, Marty Gurr, fullback, coming into the back line to penetrate. Cleo runs from dummy half, makes about 5 metres. On to Gately, swivels in the tackle. He's got through a lot of work today, Gately. Cochrane. Hasler sighted an opening and has gone straight through it. Picked up by the cover coming across. Crusher clear up the blind side. Can't get a pass away. He can to Davis, and Davis has lost the ball in goal.
So it's Greg McCallum called on for another strong decision. Crusher Clear was the man causing all the problems down the blind side. Here we see Davis trying to get the ball down. Oh, very close whether he forced that with any downward pressure. Great ball from Clear out the back here to Davis. Canterbury defence there. Mortimer was calling for... Geez, and again...
he got that down.
And I can't say that I agree with Greg McCallum for the second time in an in-goal area.
Okay, Manly have come up with possession again after a wrestle on the quarter line. Crusher Clear's going to go for a run from dummy half. Hardly gets himself mobile then. on the Gibbs. Gibbs pounding straight ahead, still going, gets to within 7 metres of the line. Cochrane, Hasler, Cleal, gets a pass away up there to Ward. Ward sights an opening, goes straight and hard, held by the jersey. Only about 3 metres away. Close. Crusher, Cleal, he's there! Big Crusher has finally done it. He gave himself a bit of an option there, stood deep, ran onto the ball, got himself into top gear, and he's made a sensational comeback here today. Here he goes.
On the State Bank replay, Noel Cleal has an answer for the New South Wales selectors, regardless of whether they thought he was fit or not for the final State of Origin clash. He's played strongly in the first half, and again, just too strong and too close to the line here for Canterbury. Their defence has been pretty poor all day long, and Cleal, easy pickings here. He just decided to take Lamb on, and also the fringe of the Canterbury forwards, but they're sadly Australia this afternoon, and Noel Cleal, production assistant at Channel 10, he'll be smiling out there tomorrow.
You won't be able to talk to him. Cochrane. They're successful, so Manly now lead by 22 points to 2. Colin Whitfield, a restart for Canterbury. Marty Gurr feels that on the bounce, low down. He's doing a lot better this time, this comeback, than previous ones, because he's now running straight at the opposition when he runs the ball back, not attempting to run sideways. Cochrane runs from dummy half, offloads to Cleal. Cleal. Got a pass away to Choppy, who gets out there to Austin. Austin, oh, submerged in a tackle by Colin Whitfield. Gibbs wants to run from dummy half. And I think he's been dispossessed of the ball, so that will be a scrum to go down with a Canterbury Bankstown feed.
So Canterbury with a chance now. David Fordham, just quickly, Paul Langmack, what's the situation with him?
Won't be coming back on. I just spoke to the club doctor. That concussion is a bit more severe than they first thought.
Hagan coming off a Steve Mortimer pass, close to the scrum there. Lamb, Steve Mortimer, Whitfield. Steve Mortimer still working the blind side out to Kelly. Kelly runs into the Manly forwards there. Gets plenty of treatment. He's about 7 metres out. Bugden, Steve Mortimer, Andrew Farrer. Can't get a pass away. Arms were locked. Gibbs was the tackler. Peter Mortimer, switch in play, out to Lamb. Paul Dixon, last tackle coming up. Terry Lamb, cut out pass to Hagan. The kick's been put behind and hastened over the touch and goal line by Marty Gurr. A good smart little kick too it was.
Well-weighted kick by Michael Hagan. He saw that there was an opportunity still in the in-goal area there. Marty Gurr did well to get across. Sandy Campbell's got a ton of pace. But now Canterbury, one of the few times where they might get a second set of 6 tackles here, see if they can come up without making a mistake in the handling department.
Cochrane drives it as deep as he can into the wind. Greg Whitbread gets back to the Manly quarter. Bugden, Steve Mortimer. Chris Mortimer running with great power, standing wide of the ruck now. Bugden, Steve Mortimer, the run around. Cut out pass to Peter Mortimer. Sandy Campbell on the end of that. Plenty of pace. Not much room to move. Peter. Steve Mortimer. Whitbread. Bugden. Lamb, cut out pass to Farrer. Stands in a tackle, can't offload. 6 tackle coming up. Lamb. Steve Mortimer puts a grubber in behind the line. It's gone to Marty Gurr. Marty's tackled about 7 metres out from his line. Good probing kick. Bronson from dummy half. There's the ball stolen by Terry Lamb. Great opportunity now for Canterbury. Bankstown. Andrew Farah gets a pass away. It's gone to Kelly. Kelly gets a bad pass away. Taken by Gibbs on a ricochet off his leg. A metre out from the line. So that was the best opportunity Canterbury have had to score in this match. All it required were 2 quick passes taken and given to the right-hand side, and they had to score. Mortimer getting pretty aggro with Cochrane there. Ward surges out to the quarter line. Cochrane to Cleal. Cleal goes through the defence for another 7 or 8 metres. Running out of puff a bit as he crusher. Back to Marty Gurr. Gets that kick nicely. Whitbread takes it over his head. Does very well indeed there. Just his own side of halfway. Hagan caught by the jumper. Now put down. Bugden. Steve Mortimer, long cut-out pass to Andrew Farah. Farah's gone through the gap. Taken by Gibbs. No, he's not. Out there to number 9, Greg Whitbread. And he loses the ball in the tackle. There were plenty of divers for it, but the referee is going to put out a scrum. This tackle by Gurr was half a, what you'd call a spear tackle. Cut-out pass out to Cunningham. Cunningham going beautifully. Got a pass away beautifully there to Meredith. Meredith steps out there to Gately. Gately's got a pass there. If he gives it now, it's right. It's a try to Austin. Austin, the centre, number 4, continues try-scoring feats for Manly Warringah. And that was beautifully timed, the pass from Gately. See that again.
But again, great support play from Manly on the State Bank replay. Plenty of missed tackles in this Canterbury lineup yet again. Gately was the man, had plenty of support. Chris Mortimer was covering the inside. Hagan was committed to take the tackle of Gately, and away goes Greg Austin. Just too many numbers there for the Canterbury fullback, Michael Hagan. The Gately running extra strong here. Chris Mortimer might have helped his fullback if he had to come across and committed himself to Gately, but too many numbers there, and Greg Austin really putting a big stamp on this game now for Manly. Gately charging onto the ball there. He was used as a foil. And Cunningham, who's played very, very strongly for Manly today, he went through the missed tackles and Paul Dixon. Plenty of Canterbury players there missing tackles. Stevie Mortimer going too high there on Martin Meredith, leaving Gately into the open. And poor old Michael Hagan with just too many Manly players charging at him. Canterbury, well, you can't follow their form after their strong display against Parramatta from last weekend.
Moves in. Oi, it's got away from him. Got away from him just at the last minute. So the score remains Manly 26, Canterbury 2. Yes, I'd like you to ask Stephen Folkes for me, David, about the fitness and whether he's able to genuinely compete in this State of Origin match.
Well, Rex has posed a question to you, Steve. Are you 100% fit to last the full encounter of the State of Origin on Wednesday night?
Well, I don't have to last the full encounter. I'm only reserve, so yeah, but the ankle's fine. It's been coming along well all week, and if it continues to improve at the same rate, then it'll be 100% by Wednesday.
Steve, this performance by Canterbury today, in stark contrast to last weekend against Parramatta, have you seen a Canterbury side that's performed as badly as this in defence, a hallmark of your success on 84 and 85?
Yeah, I don't know, David. Manly obviously a very good side. I thought we played fairly well in the first 15, 20 minutes. The defence was good, and we probably made more clean breaks than them in the first half, I would think, but we just couldn't get points on the board when they needed.
Steve, the crippling run of injuries, another cruel blow today with Steve O'Brien.
Yeah, he's had a very bad trot job. He dislocated his elbow or whatever, and he'll come back. He's a gutsy sort of bloke, and he'll do the job eventually.
Finally, how confident for Wednesday night?
I think everyone's in a good frame of mind, and provided we cut mistakes back and play to our potential, I'm sure we can take the series.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Good luck to Stephen Folkes and all the other New South Wales State of Origin footballers. We'll be rooting for you on Wednesday night, and I'll be up there to enjoy the action. Steve Mortimer. Greg Whitbread. Manly still tackling ferociously. Bugden swings it away to the blind to Kelly. Well, he sort of stumbled forward about 15 metres there. Steve Mortimer. Lamb. Cut out pass. Gets out to Farah. Farah out to Sandy Campbell. Campbell taken. That's another handover. They're not counting the tackles off. Or not listening. Crusher tried to go up the blind side there. It wasn't on at all. He's a very tired boy. David Ronson from dummy half. Here's Gately. Oh, he's used as a foil. 26 points to 2. About 17 minutes still to go. Hasler, long cutout pass. Out to Austin. Steps, comes back on the inside. Gets it away to Ward. Tackled effectively there. Cochrane. Hasler. Out to Davis. Davis is through the tackle of Lamb. Back inside to Hasler. Hasler's leaping upfield. Gets a pass away to Meredith. Now it's gone to Gibbs. Stands in the tackle. Looked as though he was going to try to offload. Little kick through. Play on, says the referee. Martin Meredith was unseated there as he chased his kick through. See it again.
Martin Meredith was certainly going to have a great chance to get to the ball. A bit of a push in the back from Chris Mortimer, who nearly gave himself up by putting his hands into the air.
Bugden, Steve Mortimer, Terry Lamb, Donnelly. Peter Mortimer makes a meal of it, knocks it forward. And there's double knock on, so we'll have it again. Yes, double knock on. Steve Davis was the last. Trying to pull Hagan with him and put him into a gap. Whitfield. Hagan. Out to Bugden. The hooker running now freely off the ruck. Hagan again a dummy half. Mortimer kicks downfield. Plenty of chasers. Taken by Gurr. Well, he got a little bit of a late one there by Chris Mortimer. Falling on a player on the ground like that's not his go. I don't know why he would do there. Cochrane gets it downfield. Sandy Campbell fields it, runs back midfield, going well. Picked off by Cochrane, who has quite exceptional pace for a hooker. Steve Mortimer. Chris Close putting in a marvellous tackling performance. Bugden. Running straight. Switching the play across the ruck. Out to Kelly. Loses the ball behind him. 6 to go. Paul Dixon still going. Can't get a pass away with a Gibbs tackle around the boots. Lamb. Standing in the tackle there, Greg Whitbread. Dixon. Back again to Hagan. Hagan desperately searching for a try. It could be a try too. Is it Terry Lamb? Lamb's gone very, very close. Well, some of the Manly players are still not onside. Well, it's a penalty to Canterbury Bankstown. Fighting to let the tackle player get to his feet. Steve Mortimer, long cut-out pass. Dropped behind him, picked up by Chris Mortimer. Dropped the pass back inside to Peter Mortimer. Steve Mortimer going for a run. Oh, and it's been knocked on. Very, very shabby handling now by Canterbury Bankstown. Player down injured at the moment. Ron Gibbs. And Gibbs will and deserves a rousing reception when he finally comes from the field today.
This was the passage of play that led to another Canterbury Bankstown mistake. Continually when they go to the back line, there's long cut-out passes, but when you've got to do that, there has to be somebody coming into the back line, hitting onto the ball. Too many men just catching and passing the football. Nobody really charging on and moving forward.
Manly win the scrum. Shaw comes away with it. Dying moments of the game now. Hasler away to Cunningham, a absolute terrier today. Has had a frantic game. Bronson going in where Angels fear to tread in there. Away to Gately. He's tackled about 7 metres outside his quarter. Hasler onto Cleal. Cleal wanted the ball. Got a pass to Close. Close is going well. Gets it away to Hasler. And Hasler's going to score a solo try from a long, long way out. Right underneath the post. That looked to me like a planned move. Crusher obviously called for the ball. And Hasler worked in with him. See that one again. It's a beauty.
Great way to finish. A terrific win-off for the Sea Eagles today. Noel Cleal having a top game, charging onto the ball again on a State Bank replay. Chris Close has lifted his game this afternoon. Manly needed players with experience to come in after they lost so many players to the State of Origin clash. And Des Hasler, one of the best performances for the Sea Eagles in '87 in this Winfield Cup. Noel Cleal superbly charged onto the ball. His strength there in just able to keeping the Canterbury defenders at bay and loosen that pass out to Close. And Des Hasler, just like Terry Lamb, he's the man that can snip out a try. Great support player, plenty of pace. Nobody in this Canterbury Bankstown side was going to catch him.
Cochrane kicks the goal, and there's the scoreline. Manly 32, Canterbury 2. And there's the hooter, and the end of a game which has been a nightmare for Canterbury Bankstown, and an absolute delight for Manly because all of their replacement players have done a magnificent job without fail. And I suggest that Ron Gibbs will get a round of applause as he comes off. He's given the Manly side everything on this occasion. Meredith, Gibbs, Cleal, Austin and Hasler scored tries. Cochrane 6 goals from 8 attempts. The solitary points to Canterbury Bankstown came from a penalty goal to Terry Lamb.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot, making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
Once again, plenty of tries scored in yet another round of Winfield Cup football. Let's go to all the highlights of all the other games played last Sunday.
At the Sydney Cricket Ground, red and white were the colours of the day as St George played host to the Steelers. But the Saints didn't afford the Steelers too many favours, racing in 6 tries to 4. They led by 15 to 6 at half-time and really sealed the match straight after the break with a great team try, with Craig Young, Billy Noak and Mike Beattie figuring prominently before former country winger Bert Gordon showed great finishing skills for the 4-pointer. It was the Dragons all the way in a 37-20 victory. At Orana Park, it was the Magpies against the Sharks, who were desperate for the 2 points to stay in the race for the final 5. And Gibbo's boys set the early pace with 2 early tries. The first by Alan Wilson, who was playing in an unaccustomed role as centre 3-quarter. The second try gave the Sharks a handy 10-0 lead as Docking and Hatch did the early lead-up work before big winger Sean Watson
crossed for the 4-pointer. But the Magpies wouldn't lie down, and when Brett Clark scored under the post, West had a half-time lead of 14 points to 12. And when Alan Geelan exposed some brittle Sharks defence early in the second half, it seemed the Magpies were poised for an upset. But luck seemed on the Sharks' side. A towering downfield kick by Michael Speechley provided an ideal bounce for English import Michael Gregory, and the Sharks were back in the ballgame. However, West captain Ian Schubert, who also kicked 6 from 6, sent Philip Duke over for a crucial try, which seemed to provide West with the upset of the round. However, with time ticking away, Glenn Coleman scored the try which levelled the game and secured a vital point for the Sharks. But only time will tell how vital the lost point will be in the race for the top 5. And at Penrith Park, the Roosters probably thought they were in for an easy day against the Penrith Panthers. Ron Willey, the man freely tipped to coach the Panthers next year, was on hand to see the Mountain Boys go to an 8-0 half-time lead after this try by big winger Mark Robinson, and the Roosters were reeling. But Eastern Suburbs came back with a second half reply. Some very poor defence allowed Brendan Hall to open them right up, and his momentum finally was enough to get him across the line for a vital Eastern Suburbs try. And the equaliser came midway through the half when David French's pace was the winner, and a desperate dive at the ball saw East come up with the vital try. Coach Sheens ejected Brad Izzard into the fray, and he came up with a try which once again had the Panthers in the lead. Coach Artie Beetson must have given a big sigh of relief when Brad Tassell's try once again levelled the scores, and David Smith's goal put East in the lead by 14 to 12. But with 3 minutes left on the clock, Greg Alexander seemed to spoil Big Artie's day, 14 all. It was left to the towering 45-metre drop goal from Tony Melrose right boot to see the Roosters safely home with the vital 2 points that keeps him in touch for the minor premiership.
On to the Monday night clash under the lights, this time for the first time in 1987 at the Parramatta Stadium. And for the Eels, as far as the season is concerned, nothing more needs to be said other than it was the last throw of the dice.
This round 19 Winfield Cup match tonight comes from the Parramatta Stadium as we welcome you to Monday Night Football, where the Parramatta Eels take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Thanks, Rex. Well, let's just check this Parramatta lineup. Just the one change for the Eels tonight in what is really the last throw of the dice for 1987. From fullback Mick Delroy, Michael Erickson, John Muggleton, Tony Casato, Tony Chalmers, Brett Scott, Paul Taylor, Mark Laurie, Peter Ford, Peter Wynn, Rod Slater, Michael Mosley, and in for Stan Jerd in 26 is Terry Leabeater. As I said, just the one change for the Eels. Let's go and see if there's any problems now with David Fordham with the South Sydney side.
Absolutely no problems whatsoever, Graham, in the Rabbitohs dressing room, and why would there be? Because we regard them as Monday night specialists. Let's look at how they line up for this clash with the Eels tonight at the Parramatta Stadium. At fullback is David Cruikshank, the three quarters of Ross Harrington, Steve Maven, Michael Blake and Jason Moon, the halves of Mark Ellison and Craig Coleman, and the forward pack of Michael Andrews at lock, the second rowers of Wayne Chisholm and Paul Roberts, and the front row of Lindsay Johnson, Mario Fennick the captain, and in number 13, Ian Roberts. And joining us tonight here on Network 10's coverage of Monday Night Football, TUE's man, former Parramatta captain Ray Price. Well, Ray, this is something new for you at the Parramatta Stadium, an appearance on television.
Yes, I'd prefer to be out on the field, but retiring the end of last year, it seems as though I've better suited now in the radio box of TUE.
Well, Parramatta winners in the first round. How do you see the outcome of this one tonight?
Well, I'm going against all form, and I think Parramatta will also get up and win this one. Don't ask me why. I also think South Sydney are very good chances of winning the premiership, but tonight I think they just get beat by a more desperate side, meaning that a lot of the Parramatta blokes will be playing for contracts, whereas the South Sydney blokes are fairly comfortable where they are, and I think they will go on and do a bigger job.
OK, we're looking forward to your comments throughout the telecast tonight.
Thanks very much.
OK, Ray Price, who joins Rex Moss of Graeme Hughes and myself on the other side of this break when we bring you all the action from the Parramatta Stadium.
Referee Barnes is talking to the Parramatta players. He's asked them, are they ready? They've said they are, and away they go. Mark Laurie, the first to receive the ball, takes it a few metres outside the quarter. Mosley. Ericsson tackled just in the same position. Terry Lee-Beater, a late inclusion in the side. Number 26 comes a few metres further. Spinning it out along the back line now to Casato. Muggleton goes from dummy half, gets a towering kick downfield, which will be a good one. It broke hard, but Harrington was able to pick it off before it went over the sideline. South Sydney in possession. And there's the first ball drop for the night. And I think it was Steve Maven, the centre, who put it down. Run-around move with Harrington coming around. Yes, those lower grade results were some exciting football. The under-23s, Parramatta 22, South Sydney 10. And an absolute cliffhanger with South 20 beating Parramatta 17 in the dying seconds of the game. Really astonishing. Forward playing it there. Onto Muggleton. Goes for a stroll up the blind side. Gets a pass away in the tackle. Onto Ericsson. Ericsson going strongly. Can get a pass? No. Mosley receives the ball. Makes a bit of an inroad there. Gets a strong tackle. Puts him down in an awkward way. Peter Wynn. A pass away as he's falling over the halfway line. Taylor goes to the long kick downfield. It'll probably stop before it goes over the dead ball line. It stays in the in goal area. Cruikshank's got it. Gets out of there and gets it past to Moon. Moon's up the sideline. Oh, beautifully tackled. Lovely tackle there by Muggleton. Michael Blake on the quarter line. And this kicking becoming an epidemic. Ellison's got that one way downfield. Delroy's having to stream back for it. He's picked it up 10 metres from his line. Just gets tackled inside his quarter. Chambers coming in from the left wing to participate in that play. Mosley, Taylor. Oh, there it is again, the unforced error. Yes, there's a fellow that I had a little drink with the other night at Ron Willie's place, Puyol Bear, the famous French fullback. A man that's in the memories of many Australians with a wonderful tour that the Frenchman had in '51. Cruikshank chiming into this back line many, many times. On to Roberts. Roberts goes straight. They're about 20 metres out now from the Parramatta line. Coleman, Lindsay Johnson, ricochets, gets it to Ellison, gets a pass away to Maven. Maven's out to Moon. Moon's going to go close. He's got the ball down, has he? Yes, he has. The touch judge has ruled that he got the ball down. So Mr. Barnes has awarded the first try of the match to South Sydney, and it's David Moon. Jason Moon.
Great play by South Sydney, the way Lindsay Johnson was able to bump the tackle stand. Always a support runner in this South Sydney side. This has been a great facet of their play. The ball then going out wide, some great passing, and Jason Moon stepping back inside. The question here of whether he really grounded the ball. The touch judge agreed with the referee. They were both on the spot. But Lindsay Johnson started it superbly. Mark Ellison, the inside backs have got to link with their forwards when they hit the line. That's something Parramatta's got to continue to do likewise. Jason Moon, great finish finishing there and taking both the tackles and crashing over. But these forwards, the way of South Sydney, they can stand and unload, and the half and 5'8" always tending to support those ball carriers. A great pass from Maven. He had nowhere to go, and good quick hands out to Jason Moon to do the rest.
A splendid try. The kick at goal will be taken by Ellison from about 3 metres inside the quarter and about 4 metres in from the sideline. Well, he squirted that away to the left, so the score remains South Sydney 4, Parramatta 0. South Sydney. They always work for Harrington's wing when they want a bit of mileage or a bit of acreage. Roberts there. Coleman. Chisholm. Good slamming tackle by Ford. Roberts throws the dummy. Can't get his arms free. Just about to give a pass, and Leibitter's great arms went around him. Ellison. Lindsay Johnson threw an awful pass out to Coleman. Coleman's got it away to Andrews. Andrews out to Harrington. He's got through the Taylor tackle. It'll be a knock-on, I believe. It's a Parramatta ball, so play will continue. The advantage law being applied. Chalmers. Casado. Laurie. Just around about the halfway line. Mosley onto Ford. Not much sign of a support runner there with him. There is this time with Leibiter, if he can turn back on the inside. Couldn't do it. Rubber kick being put into the in-goal area. I think... Oh, has he done it? Has he done it? Well, Jason Moon deliberated long and hard over that before he picked the ball up. See this again.
Incredible delay here. The ball was never going to go dead. He just unbelievably passed the ball there to Eriksson, who just can't manage to get the ball down and taken dead in goal.
Well, an astonishing bit of football. Jason Moon will be shaking in his boots after that. Yeah, Johnny Croucher, what's the footy tab have to say about tonight?
Well, Rex, they've made South Sydney the slight favourites with the popular score Parramatta 12, Souths 18. And as was the case last week, hang on to your pick the margins tickets, because if there are no winning entries, the payout will be made on any 5 correct entries.
Thanks, John Croucher. 4-0, South Sydney lead, Parramatta. Mosley, way to Wynn. Wynn gets a pass away there to Ford. Ford's going strongly, only about 9 metres out. Still pumping it up the blind. That's the Terry Leibiter. Gets a pass there to Ford. Out to Scott. Scott to Laurie. Laurie away there to Casado. Casado goes close to scoring. About 4 metres away. They're using the blind side again. Delroy kicks the ball in the in goal, and this time it's nothing to do with Jason Moon taking any time over it. He went straight down to that. But there's going to be a penalty awarded to Parramatta for interference with a player coming through.
Barry Barnes, in fact, catching the South Sydney inside backs well inside the 5 metres. But no hesitation this time by Jason Moon, who obviously had some terrible memories of just a moment ago.
Yes, it could well have been 4-all at this stage, with Parramatta kicking for a goal to make it 6-4. Instead, Muggleton, from virtually the same position as last time, give or take a yard, he's got a kick of about 15 metres in from the sideline and a metre in from the quarter line. And I'm expecting that he will adjust that propensity he has for aiming slightly to the left. He has. It's a goal. So the score now is South Sydney 4, Parramatta 2.
4 points to 2 in favour of South Sydney, and Ray Price, the importance of that goal kick for John Muggleton.
Well, the 2 points, that could be the telling difference. He missed the first one, but he seems to have his aim now. If he does get any more penalty shots, it could be the telling difference for Parramatta.
We're back with the action now, with Parramatta attempting to get the ball out of their area. Peter Wynn running very strenuously there. Taylor gets the kick in, goes down midfield. It'll be fielded by Cruikshank. Plenty of pace, this lad. He's just changed direction. He's gone beautifully. Backslammed hard, 10 metres into Parramatta's half. Coleman out to Roberts. Couldn't get the pass away. Maven electing to run on his own, runs straight into a hornet's nest. Coleman on to Ellison. Ellison's got a beautiful pass to Andrews. Out to Coleman. Coleman's going strongly, gets it to Jason Moon. Moon's pushed over the sideline about 3 metres from the corner flag. Good, attractive and telling rugby league by South Sydney.
Great support play again by South Sydney. Always somebody there to take the pass, and the man that really has been the anchor for them all season long, Craig Coleman. Great reader of the play. Good ball out there to Jason Moon, but equally to the task was Michael Erickson.
Well, it's an awful looking scrum, and the penalty's gone to Parramatta. Well, both the hookers are down on their on the ground. Mosley pulls Fennick up, and there must have been some chat because the referee has walked them another 10 yards back to the quarter. The tap restart. Taylor to Mosley. Back inside to Laurie. About 5 metres from the halfway line. Taylor. Delroy. Back into Slater. That pass looked a touch forward. The referee's missed it. On to Mosley. Making some easy yardage here at the moment. The crowd getting behind Parramatta now. There's Muggleton running up the blind side. Got a pass in beautifully. There's a heavy tackle over there. It put Casado away, and Casado's just got punched in the mouth. There's a kick downfield. That will be too big. That was over the dead ball line on the full. So at the half-time, we've got a controversial ruling by the referee in a game that's as tight as a drum. Both sides very, very even. Forward. Slater. Sharp. Ford goes to dummy half, gets it on to Wynn. Wynn charging forward, the last tackle. The kick will come into play right now. The charge down's taken place. It's been taken by Coleman. Coleman gives it away to Roberts, and Roberts is in for the try. Paul Roberts scoring a try beside the post for South Sydney. I said it would probably be an error that would bring this game undone on one side or the other. It is because it's been a charge down kick.
No real support back there on the charge down. Rod Slater was back. He got the hand of the ball. That was the point there where you've got to argue. On the other replay, we might pick it up whether or not at the second attempt, Craig Coleman did knock this ball on. The ball was charged down quite legitimately as it went back for Taylor. No protection there for the kicker. He was allowed to be virtually harassed. Now, to mine, the way he turned his back there, that looked very much like a knock-on from Craig Coleman. Barry Barnes called play on, and Paul Roberts, the man sniffing the try out. The ball, as I say, was legitimately charged down. Slater grabbed for it. Coleman turned his back here, but to my mind, when he turned around again, he looked straight down the line of the goalpost, knocking the ball forward. A result here, the referee has waved play on and a try to Paul Roberts.
Well, there's one thing for sure, you can't give Paul Roberts an inch put into open space. He runs like a deer, a very, very fleet-footed forward.
Ray, an interesting one on the replay.
Mate, it showed exactly how you described it. Definitely a knock-on, but, you know, I suppose the referee doesn't have the luxurious video for us or the monitor to have a look at. But, you know, even looking at it again on the video, it's quite obvious he knocked it on, and the referee was right there. Why he let it go on? It's on the board now. It counts as a try.
Ellison taking the kick from 10 metres out, about 10 metres off centre. It's there. So the score now, South Sydney 10, Parramatta 2, and the crowd are booing. Taylor on to Ford. That's been a fairly strong run. He's made a few metres further. Slater comes over and takes over the ball. Taylor. It'll grab a kick into the in-goal area. Will be dived on by David Moon, and the play will start from the quarter line, but we've got a touch judge in here.
Well, this is pressure again on Barry Barnes. I think it was a fair call that time. He called play on after the kick. Mark Lowry was knocked down as he kicked the ball, but the touch judge has put pressure on Barry Barnes this time by coming in. Well, there it goes, and it was again Barry Barnes waving play on, but the touch judge has moved back to the mark, which suggests that it's a penalty for Parramatta.
Well, Mario Fenix having a fair bit to say out there, and I think he's been told to cool it. The penalty's been awarded on virtually on the South Sydney line. They would have to take the kick for goal, which is exactly what Muggleton's going to do. You agree that the kick at goal is essential at this stage, Ray Price?
Definitely, Rex, the right decision. If they kick out, there's still 21 minutes left of this game to go. If Parramatta put a goal over, they're only a converted try away.
That's right. Well, that's old school thinking. It's not always done these days.
No, you're right there, Rex.
All right, now Muggleton will certainly kick the ball dead should he not be able to kick the goal, but from 15 metres out and about 20 metres off centre he should. He has raised the flag, so South Sydney's lead is diminished. Craig Coleman back to Ellison. He's got a kick in downfield. It'll go to Delroy on the second bounce. Michael O'Connor there getting I suspect a little bit of a run on the run there. A little bit of a caution on the run. Wind goes downfield on the blind side. Mosley, Taylor, Slater running crossfield. That's no way for a prop to run. Back into Scott, can't get a pass away. Downfield it goes. Be fielded by Delroy. He's picked off on a good tackle by Ericsson.
And again, both touch judges come in. This will be way back downfield for play involving the Parramatta fullback, Michael Delroy. He was knocked down after he played the ball. Well, this is the incident involving Cruikshank, who just retrieved the kick. We're down back on halfway in the last set of 6 tackles for Parramatta. He was interfered with, and if I'm correct,
Mario
Fenech is off.
Set off. That looks the way it is. Well, Mario Fenech has been, I believe, dismissed from the field. He's getting some boos. This will be a test of his emotion. Be a test of his character. Monumental booing took place as he was marched from the field. The penalty's been brought right back to the halfway line, where Muggleton will kick for touch. Now we've got a different situation, 10-4. South Sydney a man short for the balance of this game, which is 16 minutes.
Well, it's a very tough decision. Both touch judges came in, apparently, to report the incident. I had full view of it. He was certainly interfered with, and to me, either a forearm or a palm straight to the face. I didn't think it warranted the send-off, but both touch judges must have ruled strongly on it. Here's the incident here, Mario Fennick. Well, maybe a slight headbutt going in there on that occasion. I didn't see that first time up.
Mosley, Slater gets a pass back to Mosley, throws a dummy, goes a few more metres. Taylor's a dummy half. Away to Scott. Scott pops a pass to Laurie. Laurie surges, puts his head down. Little kick into the in-goal area. Oh, it's been goal! Half volleyed by Cruikshank. Got a pass out to Moon. The pass has gone over the sideline. He's doubled around and got it again. He's got free again on the left. A splendid tackle there by Slater, the prop forward who was covering, has put him down midway between the quarter and the halfway. That was a timely tackle, and one that I don't know how he got in that position to do it. Still South Sydney. Lindsay Johnson. Coleman away to Roberts, who's got himself into a mode of running slightly sideways all the time. Coleman's kick downfield will not find touch. It'll be fielded by Chambers in his quarter. He's got 4 South Sydney players in front of him, and he's swung to the ground. Delroy onto Casado, who tried to penetrate and went perilously close to doing so. Peter Wynn. 7 metres from the halfway line. Taylor. Scott. Muggleton. Beautiful football there from Delroy, but loses the ball. And there'll be a knock on. Came nicely into the line there, Delroy, but lost the ball on the tackle. You've got a change down there, David?
Yes, with Mario Fennick going off, there's no logical replacement in the pack as a hooker, so Craig Weeks, the reserve grade hooker, is coming on, and Paul Roberts is the man that's coming off. But Ray Price, that incident happened right in front of us without predetermining the judiciary. I thought probably a few minutes of the send-bid may have sufficed.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely nothing in it, not a send-off fence, and it wouldn't surprise me that Craig Coleman just spoke to Barry Barnes then. I'd say he's lodged a protest.
Okay, well, we've got South Sydney's number 25 there, Craig Weeks on there. He'll be using the dummy half roll. Onto Johnson. Craig Weeks again at dummy half. Ellison, Roberts. Knocks one of his own players over there. Chisholm. Coleman, cut out pass out to Cruikshank, drops it behind him, picked up by Chalmers. Chalmers surges forward, very strong player, trying to get released from the tackle. Mosley, I'd swear they were all inside the 5, the South Sydney lot there. Scott, way heavily tackled midfield by Chisholm. Good backslamming tackle. Casado. Dummies, straight ahead. Slater, Laurie, really looked as though he had to get himself motivated to run there. Seemed to be exhausted. Scott, the dummy, and he's sighted it, gone beautifully. Got it back inside to number 9, Ford, who's tackled hard on the last tackle. Only about 8 metres out. The grubber kick's been put in. And it's a try, is it? Yes, it is. It's a try to Chalmers. And the referee, I think, is going to be bombarded with South Sydney fans on this occasion because there's a suggestion, and we'll see it on the replay, that it was forced by a South Sydney player.
Controversy continues here at the stadium on Monday Night Football. The ball not controlled there by Ellison. The downward pressure there for mine by Ross Harrington. I felt that he covered the ball there sufficiently to rule that it shouldn't have been a try. There's been plenty said by the South players, a couple being called out right now, but the ball being forced into downward pressure there by Ross Harrington. No try for mine to the Parramatta side, and poor old Barry Barnes is not having the happiest of games. Ellison couldn't control the ball, but there you'll see, well, that replay from that angle didn't quite pick it up. But no try, for my way of thinking, to the Parramatta side.
No doubt in the wide world, Harrington got a hand to it, exerted a downward pressure, and that should have been it. Well, Ray, you've been looking at the replays. You didn't see his hand go down on top and exert a downward pressure?
No, not a full downward motion. On the replay, it showed that his hand slipped off the side. So for me, it is a try.
Okay, well, we won't come to fisticuffs about it. It's on the board anyway.
Well, that's right. It's the same. You know, I suppose it goes down as a replay for the knock-on for the Coleman-Roberts try.
That does, but we'd rather not see the errors either way, would we?
Oh, well, that's right.
Okay, Muggleton with a kick that can tie the game up. And he squirted it out to the right. Went further away than before. So that's an awful kick by Muggleton. The score, South Sydney 10, Parramatta 8. Little grubber kick into the in-goal area. And there's a penalty against Parramatta. We'll have a look and see what that's for. Taking the kicker out of the play. And that should be the ball game for South Sydney. Ellison's kick is successful. So the score now, South Sydney 12, Parramatta 8. And there's the Hoodagon in the background. And I suggest that Mr. Barnes get himself from the field as quickly as possible. Well, you can hear the booing, you can hear the uproar. Mr. Barnes comes off, surrounded by touch judges. And South Sydney players going up to the Parramatta players, but also going along to an area at the end to greet their fans. This is the way it's been. Moon and Roberts tries for South Sydney. Ellison 2 goals, 12 points. Chalmers has scored a try. Muggleton 2 goals. Parramatta 8 points. 12-8. South Sydney defeated Parramatta.
Well, let's take a look at next weekend's round of matches for you right now. Some important clashes coming up. Cronulla up against Parramatta on the Saturday, Norths and St George, Canberra and Penrith, East and West, South and Manly. A big opportunity for South Sydney there as they try to make for themselves a spot in the top 3. Illawarra and Balmain and Canterbury. 2 points there for them, enjoying the bye. Once again, I just trust that you've enjoyed all the action on Winfield's week of Rugby League. I'm Graeme Hughes. Until next time, goodbye for now.